In the previous video, we saw some theoretical concepts about HTML, and we do know the basics of how to create a HTML file, how to open it, how to edit it, and stuff like that. Now let's widen our overview of HTML and let's have a comprehensive look of what HTML tags are possible in an HTML document. So in this video, we're going to have a quick preview of all the available tags, and then we'll have a little more of a detailed look at some of the more commonly used tags, which are the tags that you will be frequently using. And then I'll do a demo of some of those tags. So first, let's click on this link. By the way, I will have this slide available for you in the description below so that you can have access to these two links. So the first thing we're going to look at is w3schools.com. This is going to be a very helpful site as you learn HTML and as you practice HTML. Even professionals use this as a reference for learning about some of the less common things about HTML and JS and things like that. So in this page, we're going to see a list of all the HTML tags ordered alphabetically. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through this so you get an understanding of what are the tags that are possible. I won't even be reading it for you. So I'm just going to slowly scroll over this. This is just to give you an idea of what's possible, what's out there, So as you can see, there's a lot of tags here. I'm going to click on next so that we also see the list of all the tags based on category. So we have a category of basic HTML tags, and you can see that these are some of the basic HTML tags. And then there are tags that are associated with formatting alone. And there are tags for enabling forms and inputs. So you'll see a lot of web pages have forms. So HTML allows you to create form elements using these tags. And then there's a concept called frames where you can embed something from another website or another kind of HTML element inside of a web page. Those are called iframes and frames. These are a little more sophisticated than your regular basic HTML and not frequently used. And then there are also tags related to images and audio video as well. And then there are some tags specific for links and lists and tables, styles and semantics, meta info, programming. So you can see that there's a wide gamut of different types of tags available. But of course, we're not going to be looking at everything. What we will be looking at is some of the more commonly used tags, which, to be honest, these are the only things you actually need while you're practicing HTML. So there are tags related to heading. So you can see that this is a heading where this is larger than this particular text. So headings are very common in HTML web pages, and there are paragraphs. So this would be a paragraph, and then italic, emphasize. We will be demoing these. So you can see this is an italic text. This is a bold text. It's an anchor. Anchor would be basically a link, So I'm trying to look for example, but we'll do a demo of this as well. So anchor stands for a link where you click on a certain text and it will take you to a certain page. So basically this is an anchor. And unordered list and list item. So this is also something that we'll look at in the demo. And block quote, horizontal rule, image, division, the div tag. Okay, I'm going to show you how we can use some of these. So first thing, I'm going to create a basic structure for a HTML document. I'm basically going to open a HTML tag and then close it, and then open a head tag. By the way, these are also some of the more commonly used HTML tags that are not listed here, but these are commonly used HTML tags. You'll basically use this in every HTML document that you'll ever work on. So I'm going to create a title as well. And in the body tag is where we'll put all of our tags. So here I'm going to create a h1 tag. And then also do a h2 tag. So you can see here it says h1 through h6. That's what I'm doing here. So basically you'll have different sizes of headings based on what number you use. So we'll look at what it ends up looking like. Okay, so those are the headings, and we'll also have a paragraph tag. And then we'll also have an italicized text and emphasis. These two should look similar. We'll also do bold. I'm going to do a basic version of an anchor tag, but I'll also tell you how anchor tags are supposed to be used. We'll also look at some UL tags. So the UL tag basically stands for unordered list, and within the unordered list you specify each item of the list using the li tag. So that's what we've done here. And I'm going to do HR. So remember I mentioned that some of these tags will not have a closing tag. So HR is one of those. It doesn't need a closing tag or an opening tag. It's a self-closing tag, it's what it's called. You can either specify HR like this, or you can say like this, and this will indicate that it's a self-closing tag. I'm also going to do a div tag. Now I'm going to save this. So like I mentioned in the earlier video, we're going to look at where we are saving it before we save it, so that when we want to open it, it's easily accessible for us. So I'm going to say common tags.html, and remember again, you have to save it with .html extension, only then it will work in the browser. So I'm going to save this here, and I'm going to minimize this and open it in the browser. I'm going to open this in the Opera browser. So you can see here that whatever we've written here is what ends up showing here as the output. So we'll go through it one by one. So you can see here the h1 tag leads to this kind of a heading where it's the largest. So h1 through h6 are basically heading tags, and the only difference between each of those tags being that h1 is the largest of headings and then h6 is the smallest of them. You can see that h6 is actually smaller than the paragraph tag text. So after the h1 to h6 headings, we have the paragraph tag demonstrated here, and that's what we see here. This is the paragraph tag, and here we have the italics and also the emphasis. You can see here that italics, emphasis, bold and strong are all in the same line, but paragraph is in a separate line. This is because the paragraph tag, it will basically put the content of the paragraph tag in its own line. That's why you're seeing it in a separate line, whereas the other tags may not do this. Okay, so the bold text and the strong text are both the same, as are the italics and emphasis. So you can see here the italics and emphasis results in the same output, just as the bold text and strong text result in the same output. Now the anchor tag, this, as you can see, is not giving any kind of change between this and the regular text. So this is not the right way to use an anchor tag. What you have to do is you have to use an attribute. I'll explain what an attribute is in a bit, but basically you have to use an attribute called href, where you specify the link that you want to take the user to when they click the text within this a tag. Okay, so when people click on this, they'll go to this link, and that's what the href attribute stands for. So for now, I'm just going to say google.com, and I'm going to save this, and here I'm going to refresh it, and you can see that it turned into a link. And if I click on this, it's going to take me to google.com. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So this is the proper way to use a anchor tag, and here you have list items in an unordered list. So this code translates to this, and then you can see the HR tag. And like I said, you don't have to close this tag. If you just leave it like this, and then come here and refresh, it will still show you the same output. But you can also do it like this. And then there's the div tag. So the div tag is basically used to contain a certain piece of code. What I mean by that is basically when you have a lot of code, it's helpful to put that code inside of a div tag. For example, in here, if you want the italics and emphasis to be separate, you can put this inside of a div container. And same for this. So if you do this and save it and refresh it, it will put each of these content in a separate line. This way it's more distinct and it's easier to read. So the div tag basically puts it in a separate line, whatever is within it. And you'll also see that it's easy to have styling applied to a certain section using the div tags. And I'll explain what that means in the CSS videos. But for now, just remember that the div tag basically helps you isolate a certain section of the code so that it's more readable or separate from other parts of the content of the page. I'm also going to introduce a couple of other tags here. So there's also something called OL, which is very similar to UL, except that OL stands for ordered list. Okay, so I'm going to refresh the page again. So you can see here that while the unordered list gave you bullet points for each of the item, ordered list gives you a numbered list. Okay, this is another way of specifying lists in HTML. So this is a good introduction of some of the common tags in HTML. So in the next video, I'll also show you some other tags that will be useful, like image tags and table tags. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share this video, and also make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you keep getting updates about newer videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.